Hey guys, Jade Knight here. Here's the deck of the month for January, and it's a spaceship deck, and let's start. So first is Morphtronic Lantron. Now while he's in attack position, any effect damage that you would take would be inflicted to your opponent instead. And while in defense, when he's destroyed by a battle and sent to the graveyard, any battle damage you take for the rest of the turn is 0, so that's a nice fact. Next we run 3, Jade Knight. Now, what this does is while it's in face-up attack position, all face-up machine-type monsters you control with 1200 attack or less cannot be destroyed by trap cards, the effects of trap cards. And when this face-up card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can add one level 4 light machine-type monster from your deck to your hand. And luckily enough, it can search for itself, has 1800 defense, so it sticks up to at least Tengu. So that's a nice fact, and Zen means is not going to run it over, if anything. So if it's in defense, of course. So, but it's face-up attack position, or it's face-up destroyed by battle to add a card. That can happen even if it's in defense. Just so you know. 2 Falchionβ or Beta, if I'm correct. Now, luckily, all the spaceships that when they destroy a monster by battle, they do not need to send it to the graveyard. Or it can even be a token, luckily. But if you destroy a token or a monster, and even if it's removed from play directly after that battle, you still get all spaceships effects, just so you know. So to continue on, if this card destroys a monster by battle, you can select one of the effects and activate them. 1, you can send 1 light machine type monster with 1200 attack or less from your deck to your graveyard, or special summon 1 light machine type monster with 1200 attack or less from your graveyard. So you can either special summon one or send one to the grave. Luckily enough, you can get another one, a copy of itself out of the grave with its effect, so it's nice. 3, Lord British Space Fighter. Now this has 3 effects when it destroys a monster by battle. First one is you can attack once again in a roll, just once though. You cannot use that effect again and again. You can only use it once per battle phase for each one. And you can select and destroy 1 set card on the field, so monster, trap, whatever, as long as it's on the field set. And the last effect, mind you, of course, you want to get one of these effects each time it destroys a monster. The last one is you can special summon 1 multi-token with same level, attribute, and type, but its attack and defense is 1200 each. Instead, this one is 800, so it's not an exact copy of itself, though. So the tokens are actually pretty nice that this deck can produce. You can even tribute them for card effects, but just not for at least one specific one. You cannot for a summon. Victory Viper XX03, we're not running the spell card for this. It's pointless. So anyways, when this card destroys a monster by battle, you can activate one of the following effects. The first one is you can increase this card's attack by 400 points. As long as it remains face up on the field, it keeps that, so it becomes a 16-point meter. The next one is you can destroy 1 face-up spell trap card on the field. And the last effect is special summon 1 option token. It has the same exact everything as this card will, as long as it's face-up on the field. Now if it's flipped face down, the token, if I'm correct, disappears, because the token cannot represent the monster if it's not face-up on the field or not on the field at all. So if this goes away, the token goes away, because there's nothing to represent, because it's an exact copy of this card. So that's nice, actually, because when you use Honest with this, the token will have the same exact stats when it goes to battle. So it's a great card in that way. 1 Blue Thunder T45. Now, if it had 1200 or less attack, I would use this card, because you could search it out with Falchionβ. But otherwise, I run 1, and when this card destroys a monster by battle, you can special summon 1 Thunder option token with 1500 attack and defense, and otherwise has the same stats as this guy. And this token, by the way, cannot be attributed for the summon of or tribute summon of the monster. So it cannot be used for Cyber Dragons, Monarchs, whatever. Next, 1 Machina Gearframe. Guess who? 3 Cyber Dragons. This baits out your opponent's warnings, bottomless, whatever. And also gets rid of Zen mains, contact. Next, 3 Machina Fortress. You're wondering why 1 to the 3 combination of the Gearframe. Well, that's because I don't want to have dead draws of Gearframe, so I just ran 3 of this versus 2 and 2 or whatever. But anyways, this adds a lot of meat and muscle to the deck. Reasons why you want to run this because it also adds more synergy to the deck by ditching a spaceship for another card that you're going to see in a moment. 3, Cyber Eltanin. Now you're probably wondering why 3. Okay, first off, if you have the Fortress sitting in the graveyard and you have an extra copy of this in the hand, you can ditch Special Summon. It's an instant, it's over 8, so it's instantly going to make your Fortress even better. Plus, ditching, let's say you have 2 spaceships in the hand, you have this in the grave and then this, you can ditch, you know, whatever, ditch your spaceship, summon this. If they, let's say they're warning it, you can then special summon this and still get what you want to do. But anyways, what this card does is you have to remove off face-up light machine type monsters face up on your side of the field and from your grave to special summon this card. When this card is special summoned this way, you send all other face-up monsters on the field to the graveyard, face down, excluded in this case. And also, this card gains 500 attack for each light machine type monster removed for this card's effect to special summon it. So if you remove 5, it gets 25. If you remove 6, you get 3,000, and so on. So there's no limit to, or there's no minimum or maximum that this card needs except for 1 to special summon it. So I need 1 light machine type monster, I need to special summon this. Next to the spells, and if you're wondering, that was 22 monsters, by the way. To the spells, 1 gold Sacrophagus, not pot of duality, only because you got a lot of special summoning to do. So we are kind of bypassing this, that by using gold Sacrophagus. For the fusion cards, we're running Overload Fusion and Future Fusion. You can probably assume why I'm running these. So just stay tuned and you'll see why. 2 Solidarity, not 3 because it's a little too much, but 2 Solidarity puts in the work, especially with your spaceships. You give them 2,000 point attackers with crazy effects. It just adds up quickly. Limit removal, I don't think I even have to explain that one. 2 Shrinks, this helps you abuse your spaceships even more because they're 1,200 attackers, so you need to get by their Tengus and whatnot. 1 Enemy Controller, same premises, and you can even use the tokens you produce by the other spaceships to use this card's secondary effect. Book of Moon, obvious. Monster Reincarnation, this allows you to do some crazy things with Cyber Eltanin and, Machina Gearframe, or Fortress, not Gearframe. Monster Reborn, should not have to explain. Dark Hole, pretty simple. Heavy Storm and Mystical Space Typhoon. Because we're running Lord British Space Fighter, it does the same thing pretty much as Mystical Space Typhoon does. So that's the main reason why. For the traps, we're running Return from Another Dimension. Because Cyber Eltanin removes your monsters from play, this allows you to abuse them even more with Return. And, oops, let's see. 2 Bottomless Trap Hole, because I'm not running this over Dimensional Prism, only because if my opponent special summons a Cyber Dragon, it'll be too late for me to activate Dimensional Prism when they contact and make Chimera Tech, so I want to be able to stop them. And also, just to get the monsters out of the way. Just simply a lot easier. And 2 Royal Decree, so just because it stops all their traps. And you're only running 3 others that are only going to be hindered, and if anything, your Victor Viper can get rid of your own Royal Decree, because it says on the field, by the way, this effect. Alright, for the extra deck, the bare minimum of what you do need, 3 Utopias. You can run 2 if you don't have the 3rd, but try to get 3 because Return from a Different Dimension plus this guy is amazing. You return, special summon your spaceships, make your Exceed monster, and then when your materials are sent to your graveyard for his effect or just destroyed in general, you then have more stuff for Cyber Eltanin. Like Chimera Tech, because we're running 3 Cyber Dragons, make sure you run 3 of this. Everything else is pretty much 1 copy of. 1 Cyber Twin Dragon because we have Future Fusion plus the 3 Cyber Dragons. But obviously only 2 you need to make that. 1 Chimera Tech Over Dragon, this helps you bust out your Cyber Eltanin. If your opponent doesn't play much in the back row, you can just, boom, just wipe them out. And 1 Cyber End Dragon because, like again, I said, we're running 3 Cyber Dragons. If you can make this guy, go ahead. And if you want to run a second of this, the reason why, because if you go Future Fusion, and you still have some materials later on in the game, you can Overload Fusion to this guy and just win. And some side deck options, real quick, just for you to want to know. You can take out the Solidarities and run an Honest and a Call to Haunt It, or you can make this a Gores if you care to. And reasons why I say so, because everything's light machine type. And if you're wondering how the Solidarities works with Cyber Eltanin. Mind you, it only removes your light machine type monsters, so your Machina monsters are Earth. So Solidarity will still work, given that you have, a Fortress in there. So your stuff's gonna still get its boost, even after you use Cyber Eltanin's effect. So that's pretty much it. The deck is actually, despite like some of the hard to find cards like Victory Viper XX03, the deck is pretty easy to access because most of the stuff is common or rares, I'll be honest. I mean, except for maybe some of the, that's the only super I really have in here, but that's because I have it as a super, not because I had to find it as a super. So that's pretty much it. Otherwise, the extra deck's the only real expensive part, I guess, in a way. That's pretty much it, guys. The deck's fun. Try it out, and that's pretty much it. And peace out.